Good evening. I am very glad and excited to be here because today we're talking about a very, very special topic that really affects many relationships. If it affects many marriages. And in fact, that is kind of after Me Too has become, widespread phenomenon. There is this innate desire for so many relationships to actually start healing sexually. Now, I can see that Iran is here. Lovely to have you today. Good evening. And in fact, I have put up a survey in my community quite recently, and I have been asking couples about actually, does one of you have experience of Me Too? Does one of you have experience of sexual abuse? And of course, for a vast majority of couples, it's women who has been affected by sexual trauma. But many of them have raised their hand and they said, yes, we do have actually experience of sexual abuse. And then there was the next question is that if you would know how to actually start healing sexual trauma within the context of your relationship, would you know how to do it? And like 75 to 80% of couples said an absolute yes. Like, oh my God, if I would have the tools and the know-how to actually help me with that, I would be so incredibly happy. And I know that this will just foster so much healing and opening and intimacy in our relationship. So when it comes to taking your partner or inviting your partner to actually offer you space of sexual healing, to offer you space of healing and processing and digesting a sexual trauma, here is the thing. Your partner is not going to replace the position of your therapist. Your partner is not here to do a counseling work. But what your partner can do is to create a really safe and intimate space for sexual healing. Now, the powerful thing to recognize is that when woman has been traumatized, when woman has experience of sexual abuse and she goes into therapy, the part of healing that she will do with a therapist is actually talking about what happened and processing her emotions. But the part that is missing within the context of therapy is actually the part that affects the body. So, for instance, if a woman had an experience of rape and she has gone through really violent penetration of her vagina, no talking within the context of therapy can ever heal the tissue and that a cellular imprint in the opening of vagina, in the vaginal canal, and in the cervix. She has to go in the depth of her body. She has to go in the depth of her vagina to actually complete and fully bring herself and her sexuality back to life. Same thing if, let's say, a woman has gone through I don't think you can sort of say a mild experience of sexual abuse, but in a sense that there was a sexual abuse, but it wasn't violent. Maybe it was someone that she knew within the context of family, and no way she could sort of fight for her life, fight for her body, or escape. She kind of had to lie still there and do what was necessary in order to maintain okayness within the context of family. So in that process, what might have happened in her body is that there were parts of her body that probably got in a frozen state. It's very common with women's breast tissue. It's very common with women's vulva. It's very common with women's clitoris. These parts of women's sexuality often get in this frozen state. And if woman does not do a body healing, a sexual healing, guess what? Within the context of her relationship, she might feel like, I don't want to have sex. She might feel disgusted by her partner. She might feel a lot of resistance. She might feel uncomfortable in her own skin. She might feel like, oh God, I feel disgusted by myself. And there can be all sort of these situations and these mechanisms in that she might be experiencing that is like, wow, this is really, really hard for me. So outside all of this, it is also possible that woman has done a lot of healing and she has processed a lot of these things already, but there is still space for sexual healing with her partner, because what that does, it creates the utmost level of safety within two lovers, utmost level of safety between boyfriend, girlfriend, between husband and wife. It's like my man, my partner is here to support my healing, is to support my space of like dropping into my sexuality and, create this container where I can fully come back to my health, to my energy, to pleasure in my body, to, feeling connected to myself. It's just unspeakable. It's exquisite, the space this opens up. So the practice, I literally swear my life on, and I give that to every single one of my coaching couples that come to me specifically for sexual healing, is what's called a yoni massage. And yoni, it comes from the Sanskrit. It's from the language of Sanskrit, and yoni basically represents all tissues of woman's pelvis and woman's sexuality. So you can think like womb, ovaries, pubic bone, clitoris, vulva, vagina, pelvic floor, anus, all of these tissues. So in yoni massage, what happens is the step number one, you basically set a firm date with your partner, a date when you won't be interrupted, and it's literally like an hour for your sexual healing and sexual exploration. The space that you create for one another, that's really, really important, is you as a woman have to feel safe. So, it can be your bedroom, it can be maybe you go away for a night or two to have like a hotel break. You can do it in like a yoga room, but you have to feel safe in that space. It's very, very important. You want to create an ambient environment, so things like candles and soft music and, incense, anything that creates this environment of relaxation, which fosters kind of overthinking or analyzing and actually invites you in your body. Now, the yoni massage, what happens is that your partner actually starts to massage your breast. And massaging the breast, it's very it's essential, it's inviting for your body to receive. And breast massage also creates this like heart and love connection between yourself and your partner. Then he progresses onto the belly, onto the abdomen, and from that space he basically goes into all the different sexual location of your yoni. So he massages your clitoris, your vulva, your vagina, the different depths of vagina, your cervix. And all through this process, it's not as important as like how many spots he covers, but actually you being fully connected to the sensations that you're experiencing in your, let's say, clitoris and your vulva, and the type of pressure, the type of stroke he's offering you, and you being in like really loving conversation about the type of touch that is most resonating with your body. So if he's going deeply enough, you want to invite him to, go more gentle. If he's going gently and you feel like, oh, I would love a deeper pressure here, you want to invite him to actually increase the pressure. If he's going slowly and you feel like I would love the pace to be increased, you invite him to do that. So you basically are in full connection with what you're experiencing and what is the process that your partner is taking you through, and you are in like open and loving communication space with him to sort of feel the most, not necessarily pleasure always, but the greatest level of touch. Some parts, some locations, some type of touch will be, very erotic. It can be very pleasurable and orgasmic. And there can be parts of your yoni that might feel tender, that might feel numb, that might feel disconnected. And the yoni massage really gives you the opportunity to, first of all, like take any pressure off of penetrative sex, which is incredibly powerful and incredibly healing. And simultaneously, give you this process of exploration where you can feel all different tissues and muscles and parts of your body, parts of your yoni that need to be felt and need to be experienced and need to be sensitized. So it is a process of sensitization. It is a process that will allow you to release a lot of tension that might be living in certain parts, maybe the G-spot, maybe the opening of vagina. And it also fosters that space that, hey, I don't have to have sexual experiences only that, leads to like crazy amount of pleasure and penetration and must be orgasm. But my sexuality and my sexual experiences with my partner can be about my healing and connection to my body and sensitization to parts of myself that I maybe have not felt in a long time. So the whole process of yoni massage can take anywhere between like 30 minutes up to an hour. And it is profoundly, profoundly beautiful. It is not uncommon to feel, strong surge of emotions, maybe sadness or anger or grief or discomfort. And when these emotions arise, it is so incredibly healing for you to allow them to actually be released and move through your body, and for your partner to hold that safe, non-judgmental and accepting place where you can let go and you can feel what needs to be felt and what needs to be acknowledged and, come fully back to life. So I have the entire process of yoni massage inside of my Sexual Healing for Modern Day Goddess guide, and I would love to make sure that it is in your hands. So literally you can set up your date night with your partner and start diving into this really, really powerful practice. So if you want to get your hands on the yoni massage, simply comment with one word called "me too" in the comments below, "me too," and I'll make sure to deliver the guide into your hands so you can dive into the process of yoni massage. Now, I have seen literally, marriages and relationships come fully back to like vibrant, connected sexual experiences when women begin to receive yoni massage on a regular basis. Now, regular basis does not have to mean every day or even every week. It's something like that can be explored once a month, once every 6 weeks, but it is a profoundly healing, safe, loving, connected container for creating something superly meaningful and deeply healing within the context of your relationship. Now, if you have any questions about this process, or like, is this right for me in the type of situation or circumstances that I am in, you can definitely ask me your question in the comments below. If you prefer a little bit of privacy, you can send me a private message and I'll be happy to sort of address it in the privacy of private messages. And yes, the yoni massage is here for you. The practice is profoundly healing and profoundly therapeutic and effective and loving. And let me tell you this, your partner can be the greatest ally in your sexual healing. Sending you so much love, and I am excited. Yoni massage, it's yours right now, right here. Let's make it happen.